Damn, stop. You're not plugged in.
Oh no.
Just apologize for me. Okay.
All right, sorry about a technical difficulty. It's Andrew Cole with East Orlando Chamber of Commerce again. I've got Daniel with CG Moneta here. They're brand new members with the Chamber, and I want to kind of have them tell you a little bit about what you do. Tell us the story. Tell us what CG does and all of that.
I appreciate it, Andrew. CG Moneta is a cost reduction firm. We started in New Jersey. We're from New Jersey, my partner Vincent and I, and we've since grown to the point where we're establishing an office here in Orlando. We're down this week working with Daniel. Daniel's going to run the office for us and be the point man to grow our Florida operation. We specialize in working with businesses, increasing cash flow, reducing their expenses, and looking for even short-term, long-term cash flow injections built on 3 service pillars. We provide specialized tax incentive services. We've got cost reduction audits, telecommunication, cloud, and IT services.
Wonderful. And what is your model? How does that work? So like I hire you in, do I pay you a monthly fee? How does that work?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. We provide initially a complimentary audit. So we'll take a look at, as per the 3 services, certain expenses, certain areas. We do not charge an upfront fee. The audit's complimentary. We actually are paid based on performance. We take a percentage of the savings. So when we go into a client, we don't ever charge them more for our services, or when we walk through the door, it doesn't increase their outflow. What it does is it provides them an opportunity to maintain or reduce that cash outflow and put the money elsewhere if need be. But ultimately, our biggest focus lately has been in the hospitality industry. We're working with a lot of restaurants, a lot of hotels, doing a lot of specialized tax incentives, trying to get them some, even near-term cash flow, some funding. So we've been super busy, obviously, with the COVID pandemic, and just trying to help where we can, really.
Yeah.
But we're excited. We love Orlando, love this area. We're excited, we really are.
So what was the draw? Get out of the snow to come open up some operations
for
here?
Me, yeah, absolutely. When we got on the plane, it was snowing. The weather was just as cold as it can be. But coming down here, we were down here for New Year's with our family. And we had planned on opening an office down here more towards the 4th quarter. Met Daniel, it was almost serendipity. We met Daniel, fantastic. Met Jen, our Director of Strategic Partnerships, fantastic. And then the professionals in this area, I've never felt more welcoming. I love it down here. I'm a fan. I'm sold. So I'm really looking forward to coming down every other month, maybe even more than that. And really building out the brand and talking to the local business owners and just really getting ingrained into the fabric of society and the business culture around here. So we're looking forward to it.
So specifically, what are the cost savings that somebody could look at? You talked about 3 pillars that you have,
that's a good question.
Go into some of those.
Very good question. We have a team of IP attorneys with engineering backgrounds, CPAs, subject matter experts. So we have specialized tax incentive services that will offer, let's say, commercial property owners, cost segregation studies, property tax mitigation, which isn't as big of a issue here as it is in New Jersey, with the property taxes in New Jersey are outrageous. R&D tax credits, work opportunity tax credits. There's a lot of different tax incentives available that business owners aren't aware of, or they just assume their accountant's doing it for them, which 99% of the time they're not, by no fault of their own. And then the cost reduction audits really focus more on credit card processing. Anybody that takes credit cards knows you get hammered with fees. So we'll go in and take a look. We have a team that specifically dedicates that particular area and negotiate lower rates. We don't sell merchant services. You stick to whomever you're working with. That's a big caveat. But we're really able to reduce the expenses, the internal expenses, through multiple strategies. We do that as well with workers' comp insurance. Again, we don't sell insurance. We do it through waste and recycling, medical, regular waste, recycling. We do it through parcel shipping. So if you have a business that ships a lot, we can come in, we can reduce the cost there. One of the bigger ones is wireless expense management. Most companies offer cell phones to their employees now, their staff, their executives. We can go in and negotiate with the carrier, whomever that is, AT&T, Verizon, and significantly reduce the rate, average 27%. Telecom, that's probably the biggest now, especially with everything going virtual. Our average audit savings on the telecom side is 40% plus. We have a buying consortium that we open up to our clients, and we're able to really drive down the price of any kind of connectivity, dedicated circuits, fiber, SD-WAN, you name it. We're able to procure through 200 plus service providers worldwide. That was a mouthful, I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
But that's in a nutshell, that's what we do.
So do you farm it out? So if somebody says, okay, merchant services, and let's just say they're way off the charts. Do you have a plethora of agencies that you work with, or how does that work? Or do you just negotiate with that one company, or do you have others that?
No. We negotiate with that one company.
Okay.
So we'll never look and say, all right, well, we're going to bring you to John Smith here, even though you're with Bob Smith, right? Whomever you're with, you're already kind of ingrained there for whatever reason you made that selection, and our job is not to disrupt your operation.
Okay.
Our job is to come in, negotiate a lower fee without a single hiccup. You won't even know we're there. The only way you'll know we're there is when you get your bill and you're not paying as much. And then you'll say, thank you, CG Moneta.
Yeah. So what are some of the, is there a contract agreement? Do you sign on for a year, 2 years, 10 years, 15 years?
That's a good question. It really depends on what area you're looking at. The work opportunity tax credit is a month to month. The contract can be terminated at any time. The shipping as well. We'll always monitor the cost and the bills every single month to make sure that there's no overpay. And then the audits for the credit cards, it's a one-time. We can do it as many times as you want, obviously, throughout the years, and that's what we found, that some of these services are multiple times, there's multiple locations, but typically we could do it once, get you to savings, and then like anything else, we'll maintain a relationship with the client and go in and do an audit whenever we need to do it. We both my partner and I have Wall Street backgrounds. I owned a private wealth management firm. I sold it in July. The focus on CG Moneta, was doing it for 20 plus years. So we have compliance ingrained in our head, doing everything a specific way, very rigid, very respectful of the client's time and what we're trying to accomplish, and everything being put on the table and no surprises.
So I've just speaking from experience, it sounds horrible, but where you're trucking along, you got a great rate coming in, and then they tweak. So do you monitor that throughout the year? So you do an audit with them every year, just to kind of hey, wait a minute, we worked with you, we're trying to keep it here, or we're pulling it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it'll come to that point eventually. If we've got to continuously do audits, then the business owner at some point is going to say, this is ridiculous, and they're going to look for different options. But the true value that we bring to the table, and it's very transparent, is working with that company, not disrupting anything, not trying to bring in another service provider and have them negotiate. We don't want to muddy the waters. We don't want to cloud anything. So we'll stick directly with whomever they're working with at the time, negotiate it, get the lower rate, and we'll monitor. We will do from time to time. We'll call, how you doing? Let's take a look at this. Let's run it through, because it doesn't cost them anything. Yeah. If we find savings, great. Performance-wise, we have a fee. If not, excellent. We did our job. We're happy. And you can't, for us, I can't think of a better way to move forward in terms of the business than be able to provide that ability to improve your margins, increase cash flow, and as anybody that's a business owner knows, you don't wake up going, I wonder what my credit card processing fees are today, or am I paying too much in shipping, because you're worried about running your business. Even with commercial property owners, and it's a big one, but there's so many different ways to go about in terms of tax incentives. And I'm not a CPA, but I work with some great CPAs. And I always make sure to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. And it's not hard. But what we like to do is just be very transparent in what we're trying to accomplish. And not a lot of people take advantage of what's out there, even with the PPP and the loans. Right? There's other options. There's other disaster funding options out there. There's other credit opportunities for employing people that are out there. People aren't taking advantage of it. The government offers billions of dollars. They just sit there, right? The PPP's in the news, so everybody's running for it. Now you got every accountant in the world trying to do taxes and put applications in. and nobody knows, hey, there might be some other options, there might be some better options. So that's another thing we like to do, always keep ourselves educated. We work with some great teams, great professionals, and it's just been a really great ride.
So tell us, if you can, how did the company got started? You kind of said it, jumped in on it, and are you willing to share that?
I am, absolutely. It's a good, well,
No secrets.
yeah, no secrets. I've known my partner Vinny, and I've known him 15 plus years. We worked, I was an investment advisor before I went independent for a bank channel, and we worked together, we developed a great rapport, and I had started doing telecommunications a couple of years ago through a friend of mine, Nicole. So what we did was, I just happenstance, just reading and whatnot, started learning a little bit about specialized tax incentive strategies, and being what I did for a living with financial planning, that kind of segued into looking at different cost reduction audits, firms, and whatnot. One day we were just talking, and we were just like, what if we kind of combined everything? You know, what if we could approach somebody and say, all right, well, listen, we're going to not only do this, but we're going to do this and this, and kind of create a firm. So, great idea. Let's move forward. What are we going to call ourselves? What's a Moneta? So basically, Juno Moneta is a Roman goddess, I guess you could say. Okay. In her temple back in Rome, in the Roman day, antiquity, they used to mint coins in the temple. So she was supposedly she was the protector of money. Okay. And that's where we got Moneta from. I'm Irish, but my partner's Italian. But my last name is Covell, Gargione, so we're CG Moneta. So okay. we're just CG, protector of coin, protector of money. And that's what we like to kind of look at ourselves at every day when we put our cape on and we're ready to go to work, is coming in, protecting clients' funds, trying to increase cash flow. And you know, at the end of the day, one of the biggest things that we believe in, and we've said it every time, every meeting we've taken since we've come down Sunday, is giving back, giving back, giving back. So when we do open an office somewhere, we make sure we get involved with local charities. We want to give back. We want to get involved with, you know, as much as we can. You know, we don't want to just take. We want to give, and it's something that we've built our careers on. You know, it's something we believe very strongly in, and it's something we're very much looking forward to. You know, hopefully most of the winter when it's warm down here. Yeah. We don't have to go through Jersey winters, but yeah, and Daniel has done an amazing job setting everything up and you know, helping us network.
So Daniel, you're going to be the face here in Florida.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where'd you come from? How'd you get involved?
So essentially, I've lived in Florida 28 years. So I moved from Virginia long ago when I was a kid. Been here forever. I love Orlando just in general, and ran into these guys one day. They told me about what they do, and I was really impressed with it. I felt like it was a really good idea and wanted to move forward with it. And from here, we've just really been focusing on trying to build this office, getting our name out into Orlando. Wonderful. And helping a lot of these businesses that are really hurting and that need that financial help. So.
No, it's great timing on a lot of that, because everybody's looking at, you know, where can we save, where can I pinch some extra dollars here and there. And a lot of us don't realize that, you know, there can be recouped funds from a lot of pieces that you don't see. What who's the ideal client account? Are you size-wise? What are you looking for?
That's what's unique about what we do, is that you literally can pretty much help anyone. Everyone needs our business. Very rare that anyone can't use our business. I met a guy the other day. He actually runs a piano business. It's just him and his wife. There's really not much we can do for him because we don't do personal taxes. We're more focused on like the medium-sized businesses to larger, some of the small businesses. We'll help anybody that's willing. Anybody that can save money, we're definitely there for them.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good answer. I mean, we've worked with Major League Baseball teams, and Fortune 500 companies, all the way down to your local mom and pops that own a corner store but they own the property, or funeral homes that are generational. Yeah. You know, and everything in between. That's what's great about it. You know, and when you have the ability to come and sit down, no risk, no fee, no obligation audit, and we can say, listen, this is your estimate. Make an educated decision. It makes it a lot easier.
Well, here's it's a great piece to put out there that, you know, as you have the same expertise that a Major League Baseball team is using, that somebody can implore and put into place for their small business that could save and use that money, and have the support team behind you. So who else what else do you have behind you? Who's your team that helps make up with all this? What's the magic that goes on behind the scenes? Can you share that?
It's just Vinny with a calculator, sorry.
That's all. Yep, exactly.
The old school ones?
Yeah, the pencil, long division. Absolutely. But we don't tell anybody that. There's multiple moving pieces. We use a master agency out of California for our telecom, Sandler Partners. We'll run these specialized tax incentive studies through different groups, whether it's GMG or Stride, and there's multiple. The cost reduction audits are a little bit easier in terms of the teams that we use. We tend to stick with what works and not kind of go outside of that. So really, it was just bringing together a bunch of professionals, right, under our umbrella, and kind of pointing in the right direction. It's worked out great.
Yeah, kind of getting the mojo and getting the buzz going and the awareness and with that. And so I don't want to assume, but you can tell us this, but like you said, you take a fee off of the savings, or just so it can be affordable for anybody, any business?
Literally is no upfront cost.
Oh, wonderful.
The cost only comes out of the savings. So essentially, they only see the difference in their bill being less. Our money comes out of that portion. They never pay anything.
Perfect.
And worst case scenario, they have nothing to lose, because when we do the analysis, if there isn't a savings, we get nothing.
Yeah.
So we only earn if they earn.
Absolutely.
Makes sense. So it's a win-win for business. Hey, at least you're doing a good job. We've done an audit for you, and you're on the right track. Or hey, there's some opportunities here, but it's not that's not what's here. But we can work with you on those pieces here, and it's kind of having that how can I say it? Kind of a team in your back pocket that's kind of the running in the background, kind of a piece, I guess I would say, kind of like that virus protection you have on your computer.
Exactly. The firewall.
You're kind of the
firewall. Firewall.
Firewall.
And it all comes down to beneficial savings, and you determine, the client determines if is this beneficial or not. We don't. These are your savings. Yes, it's beneficial. We move forward. No, excellent. Let's move on.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, most business owners, what it is they're good at what they do. The financial part just kind of falls where it lays. And we want to try to pick up those pieces and organize it and put it back together for them, so they can focus on what they do and let us do what we do good.
Absolutely. Have you found with negotiating things that where whether it's a merchant service or IT or telecom or any of those type pieces, where it's advantageous to move from that for a greater cost savings? Has that ever happened,
Yeah, we can't really make that determination simply because we don't when we're doing an audit, we don't do comparisons.
Okay.
Like we won't pull up somebody's workers' comp policy and say, hey, give me 4 quotes. Let's compare to what they have.
Gotcha.
What we'll do is we'll look at overbilling, overcharging certain areas that, in particular, our secret sauce. But we don't do that. We'll stick with whomever they have.
Yeah.
And try to really negotiate everything down.
So you have an idea of what the market rate should be, or where the numbers are, and negotiate with them, saying, look, you're 20% over what everybody else is charging. Bring that down back to where it needs to be in line.
Without a doubt. And at the end of the day, they know, when you're dealing with any kind of a buying consortium or a large amount of volume, and it definitely helps. And even with let's say, credit card merchant services, especially as we grow, they know that you have that opportunity to ship elsewhere, right? And it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to stick with them, typically companies will give you a break.
Yeah.
We just happen to be better at it than most
Well, it's the part that I always say. It's like, I've been a long time client, but you're giving that person the introductory rate that pays a heck of a lot less, and I've been a loyal client for 10, 15 years here. It's and I don't try to make light of somebody that is greedy on it, but that's the model that the industry has created,
which is very strange.
and just bring them back. But I mean, we know that, we've seen that with our cell phones or the newspaper subscription.
Cable, right?
Cable.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look,
Wait
a minute, they can get that for $19.99. I'm paying what?
Well, I got to end my service and then start it again. All right, we'll cancel it. All right, let's do it again. And it just becomes one dance that you don't want to do anymore.
Right, and I have yet to understand that model. I get it, but it's one where I think we love we want to make sure we keep people keep them up front, keep them honest, keep them in check.
Yep.
It should be more about customer retention versus trying to capture new business. You know what I mean? Because your current customers are the ones that matter right now. You know.
I'm a firm believer in that with a chamber, you know, keeping people happy and keeping them on board, and
absolutely.
You know, it takes a lot more to gain a new client than it is to keep a client, and to make sure that you're doing what's right is the key. I mean, kind of pivoting back, and I know you guys are just new with the chamber here, and we met Daniel. I think we played a little bit of some. We had a twist our football networking event that we had in honor of Super Bowl this weekend.
But still fun.
But we had some fun. I think everybody learned how much they did not know about football during that.
I had zero.
For even those that are football guys, I had them. They were stumped, and they weren't easy questions.
They were pretty hard. They were very, very hard.
But we had some fun with that. Ended in a 3-3 tie. Just so those that didn't get the score on that, we ended up with 2 field goals for a Super Bowl or a Super Bowl themed. I guess we shouldn't have ended in a tie, but we just ran out of time. So tell us. I mean, you moved here to Orlando. You've just come on board at the chamber. What are you looking for most? What's something that's exciting you? You've gotten a chance to do some networking. My catchphrase is networking is one letter off from not working. and so
that's true.
I don't like using that, and that's not what I believe in what we do here with the chamber. But what are some of the things that you're, that you foresee or that you like your goals for 2021?
Get the office open, grow exponentially, meet as many people as we can, obviously, but with working.
No, I agree.
And get our name out there, because I know that once a few companies see what we do, they're going to be our biggest cheerleaders, just because they're going to be so excited about what we've done to help them, and they're going to want to tell all their friends so that hopefully they can save their businesses as well.
Wonderful. I know when you get connected, and that's really where I like to focus a lot of things that the chamber does. It's about building those relationships, and it's not coming out and here's my card and telling you about what we do. It's really, get to know people and break that shield or the wall or the ice. If a New Jersey piece.
That's true.
As you guys got out of some of that mess that was there a week or so ago, just to really make that comfort zone where people trust you and learn about what you do or learn about what they do, and then you break that ice. And we just talked with Kyle here just a little while ago, where it's about going and having that cup of coffee and just learning and taking that in. And as somebody that's new to the chamber, I know our members really enjoy the fact, and they like to connect with each other.
Definitely.
And they like to do business with those they like,
Absolutely.
and they also like to give back to those that they work with and to work within the chamber. So being a part is a great piece to be able to start and at least get your name and face out there with the pieces. And I think you have a really interesting business model that seems to be able to help a number of people in many different levels and facets. It's kind of nice to know that you have a product that you're not looking to go in and well, you got to go to this service, that service, and this, and change everything I know and my relationships that I have with the people that I appreciate. But let's see if we can save you some dollars with working with the people that you have with as least amount of disruption possible.
Absolutely.
Sounds like that's to me a great win, because I know from running a business, the last thing I want to do is when somebody comes in and, can you pull me 3 months worth of records on this? Well, this seems a little low. Can you dig a little deeper to find out what's there? And it's like, I've got things to worry about besides getting a report for somebody else to do their work. And I know there has to be legwork on, especially in what you do. You have to kind of get in there, but building those relationships where you really, somebody goes, you know what, I want to give this a shot, is a key. So with that, we're coming up on our stop time. So what else you got? Tell me a few more things while we're getting here on a few things.
It's just about, like we said before, just meeting everybody and getting out there. We're excited. I miss my wife. I miss my kids. I got 2 boys at home.
I think he's enjoying the sun, though.
Yes, honey. It's very cold down here.
It's going to be 80 degrees today and 84 maybe.
Yes. beautiful part. It's funny because I was in a B&I meeting with my New Jersey chapter this morning, and I'm walking outside, and I'm like, where are you? Because they're home, and it's freezing out there. I'm like, it's 70-something degrees now.
They get so upset with me when we call each other. I'm like, what's the temperature there? I'm like, oh, it's 70, it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. I've got a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
I gotta honestly, I have to thank you guys. You guys, you know, from the minute we had Dan touch base and to the second right now, you guys have been accommodating, wonderful, very warm, very welcoming, and we cannot thank you more. So thank you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful organization here.
Well, we appreciate and we look forward to a long-term relationship with you and bringing you on board. We've got lots planned. I mean, you know, we are working to bring things back, and we've got a calendar that's full. We're still waiting things out, but we're very optimistic. It's our 75th anniversary, so it'll be great to be able to have you celebrate with us there. And I appreciate the kind words and look forward to working with you here, Daniel, and seeing where we can help our businesses grow. We've got a lot planned for you. I think we've talked about the 365 Brain Trust that we're going to have coming up, which is a great one. And you jumped right into a Testimonial Tuesday, which is a good way to at least get break the ice.
There we are.
We'll do some more with those, and we've got lots planned. And as I tell everybody, you know, to break those ice and be able to meet the folks that are there, and we try to provide those opportunities and a lot more. So with that, we're going to sign off. So before we do, Daniel, how do they get in touch with you here? What you got all your office information, email, website, whole nine yards?
So if you just want to reach out to me, dtalent@cgmoneta.com. That's the best way to reach me. We also have our website, cgmoneta.com as well.
Mm-hmm.
So anything from there, they can click on it, find all that.
We have all the information.
All those pieces there, great.
Yeah.
And if you're up in New Jersey at some point, come see these guys up
Please
that
do.
way.
Absolutely.
When it's warmer, I suggest to go visit.
And we're on the shore, so the ocean's right there.
Yes, a little chilly there. So without further ado, I'm going to say thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate and great to get to know you a little bit more and hear some stories. I want to catch up with them probably off screen here a little bit more about the baseball stories here. Sound kind of fun. So with pieces there, but without further ado, we thank you very much, and we will be back on live. We got a full slate today, so stay tuned. We'll be back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.